This episode is presented by our sponsor, Birch Gold Group. Get a free info kit on gold by texting code Denny to 989898. Jared, you want to give it to me?
This is, I was going to say, this is the Jared Allen I told you so
I know.
episode.
No, I'm saying
Okay.
It's the I told you so, but it ain't I.
It sucks
it's
for
you.
It sucks for you. You were always right for like 10 days.
Hey, you're always right till you're wrong. We have a special guest, the winner of the Verizon 200 at Indy, Michael McDowell. Welcome, Michael. I love this because now you can defend yourself in person and defend it with this nice, beautiful trophy here in front of us. Man, how's that feel?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, I'm not so worried about the defending myself, but to to have a car that good.
Yep.
You know, I don't think in my career in the Cup Series I've ever had a car that good. And so to go out there and do it and execute it and get it done is amazing. So it was it's a day that we'll remember forever. It's just what you dream of. I mean, to have a car that good and to have it at Indy and to kiss the brakes, it's amazing.
You know, when we talked about for the last few weeks, who's going to get in? You know, I come in, you see this sheet of paper Travis writes down, and it's got the bubble, and here's who's in contention and whatnot. That's where we saw on social media the debate between me and Jared on who's going to get in. Oh, I know you just can't wait. I know you can't wait. So let's just say I am a numbers person.
Yes, you
I
are.
I love percentages, knowing my odds at all times. And so I like to put myself in the most favorable odds situation, which is why I said, what? Chase Elliott can't make up points? You guys have got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
right?
The only reason I respond, because you see, I'm
love
not very
it.
active on social media. The only reason I respond is because I know you're a numbers guy, right? And we've talked about this before, like with Daytona, is if you're not a student of the sport and you're not paying attention, you're not going to win at this level. Like, you got to do the work, right? So
Yep.
I'm a numbers guy too and statistic guy, and I'm like, hey, maybe he just doesn't know the numbers. Like, we're crushing it in the next gen era
for sure.
of road courses. So, I knew Chase Elliott is the best road course racer there is in our sport. You can't deny that. He's got like 7 wins in the last 5 years, right? So statistically, he is the best, and I know that. He could win any given weekend. He could have won this weekend. I know that too.
Could win next.
He could win the next one. And so it was not that. It was like, if he wins, I'm still going to run 5th. He's not going to get 40 points on me. He might get 15. He might get 20, but there's no way he's going to get 40.
What I was including was Michigan.
Yeah.
Now, Talladega, I'm going to give you the nod on that one. I mean Daytona. You're in my mind, you're a top 5 super speedway racer. You're really good at super. It's not by happenstance that you always put yourself in the right position at the right time. Where, Dale Jr. says it if you don't win the race, when they take the picture of the checkered flag being thrown, your car's in the picture, right? And that's what matters. You put yourselves in positions for that. And so I was basing it off of, well, we got Michigan. And I did know that historically it's not been, I saw that top 20th was the best finish that y'all have had there. And then I remember when the rain came, I saw you get out and look at the front of your car. I'm like, oh boy, he's got damage. That's not good. So luckily, you guys were able to come out of there and then come out swinging here at Indy Road Course. So I try to put myself in statistically make the best decision to say which 2 guys would make it. However, this is why people defy the odds. Michael McDowell defied the odds and put himself in the playoff picture. What people don't know is that knocked my 23 car out of the owner's playoffs. Now, Bubba's in it, but we're not in 2311.
Do you have a bulletin board in the shop that you had Denny's tweets?
No. Like I said, I mean, I'm not super active on social media. I just liked engaging in this one particularly. And I'll be honest with you, like, there's certain things that get me fired up. You don't see it a lot. You don't hear it a lot. But two things that fired me up over the last month and a half is SVG kicking our butts at Chicago. That frustrated me, man. That should never happen. And that made me mad enough to go to work. Like, I'm going to figure it out. Like, I got to be better. This is unacceptable. Not taking away what he did. What he did was nothing short of miraculous. I mean, unbelievable, but it shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And so that fired me up. And then this was just a little extra fuel to the fire, right? Like, man, you're not paying attention. I'm going to wax them is what I felt like saying, right? But that's just not me personally, but that's what I feel inside. Yeah, so I'm just glad that it all worked out, man, because you can want it all you want, but if you don't have the stuff to do it, if you don't have the car to do it, if you don't have the pit stops to do it, it's just talk, right? And so I think speed-wise, we felt good that we were going to be in contention, but execution-wise is something that we've had to get better at. Yeah. And myself included, man, so many times I've given up good finishes, speeding on pit road, speeding getting to pit road, or whatever, over the wall too soon, just dumb stuff, pit lane violation, like all those things. You just can't have it in these races and recover from it. And so it was fun to execute.
Where is this trophy going to go? And then secondly, are you sad now to see us go back to the Indy Oval next year?
Not sure where the trophy's going to go yet. I am sad about not being on the road course because selfishly, road courses are good for us, right? For our team and points and everything, not just because we won, but because they're our strength. But at the same time, I totally get why everybody wants to go back to the Oval and just the prestige of the Brickyard, the historical value of it, the coolness of it. The road course is not that. It's just not. You can cut it up any way you want to, but it's just different. To me, it's special because I always, being a road racer, like to me, to not win on a road course would feel terrible. Like I feel like that's something that should have been checked a long time ago. That box should have been checked. So, but I hope that it's not just a replacement. I hope we still have as many road courses as we do now. And I think it's a good mix right now. But going back to the Indy Oval with this next-gen car, there's a good chance it'll be a decent race. And it'll be better than what we've had in years past. But everybody knows that it's not going to be a too wide the entire race, lots of passing. It's still going to be the best car out front. It's going to be, a challenge to pass at times. But I think that this car deserves a shot at it, and I think that for the sport it's good to mix it up. I don't think we should do the same thing over and over and over for 10, 20, 30 years. We could keep mixing it up. Daytona Road Course was a great mix. I thought that was a fun track. I thought it was a fun race, put on a good show. Fans
That's actually one of my very favorite road courses. I don't know why, but maybe because it was somewhat basic, but the Daytona Road Course, I really like that track.
It creates a lot of opportunity. You got banking, and you can get the draft, and you can. I mean, it's just a fun, tight technical in some spots, high speed in others. Chicago Street Course I thought was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and it fits this car well. Our old car, it'd be impossible to even get around that track, let alone put on a good race. So I think that the sport's doing a good job of mixing it up, and I'm not terribly upset that we're going to go back to the Oval. It's a special place, and we should be racing there.
Where do you have your Harley J. Earl trophy at?
Yeah, so right when you walk in the front door, there's a little like foyer spot there that it sits. It's a perfect spot for it. Now it's one of two trophies in my house.
It's got a brother.
Yeah, so I have not kept any racing stuff my entire career. Now, I know fans are going to be like, yeah, well, you've only won 2 races, but I've won hundreds of races throughout my career, just not in a Cup Series.
Right.
But I've just never kept anything. Like my brother has a lot of it. My dad has a lot of it. Friends, family, sponsors. So you go into my house, now there's only 2 trophies, but that one I'm going to keep on display for sure.